Does it give you an indication of how much value is added to the firm? No. It only tells you, even on a discounted payback, whether or not you added value or not. Okay. If it's paid back, it added value. In fact, even that's not for sure. Uh, and finally, does it use all of the cash flows? And the answer is no. Even on a discounted basis. Suppose I increase the year five cash flow to 200,000. Would that change the discounted payback period? No. Whether that number is 200,000 or negative 200,000, my discounted payback is going to be exactly the same. So any cash flows that happen after the payback are completely ignored. That sometimes, though, may be a desirable thing. And again, for mutually exclusive projects, payback again doesn't know anything about the scale of the problem because it only tells you how long does it take to get paid back. Uh, if it gives conflicting decisions, go to MPV again. Um, you're probably thinking, it's not very desirable. It tends to be used quite a bit in corporate finance, and there are good corporate governance reasons for that. Suppose you're the CFO of NVIDIA, all right, and you have a local office in, let me see, let's find an obscure country, uh, Equatorial Guinea. And a lot of you are probably thinking, what the hell is he talking about? It's a country that used to be a Portuguese colony. It's right where, if you think about the map of Africa, it turns and goes down again. It's right at that corner. And it's a small country. And it kind of has become somewhat famous lately because if you know anything about football, that's the origin of the Barcelona right winger, Lamine Yamal. Okay. He was originally from there. No, it was a Spanish colony. Sao Tome and Principe was Portuguese colony. And these guys will have projects to consider, maybe $1 million here, $5 million there. But you're NVIDIA, you're a company that's worth over $4.5 trillion. That's, as far as you're concerned, small potatoes. You neither have time, nor expertise, nor inclination to actually deal with the projects of Equatorial Guinea. And you're also concerned, these guys are 5,000 miles away from California coast, maybe even more. And, and if they have a project where they think it's going to make money in the longer term, not necessarily in the near term, without even any fraud or explicit bias, they may come up with cash flow projections that are heavy on the longer side. I don't have neither money nor any intention to audit these things. So I basically tell them, I don't care. If your project pays itself back in 2 years, don't even ask me. You're, I give you that line in a sense. For example, in trading, we give junior traders a trading line, trading limits. That means as long as you're within those trading limits, your exposure is plus or minus $20 million. I'm good. It's up to you. You can buy, you can sell. But if you go up to $21 million, I'm going to fire you, whether you made money or not. I don't know if I told you guys, probably not. Uh, before I came to UK to do my finance PhD, I worked in financial industry. for product development and derivatives and stuff. I was doing those customized derivatives. Summer of '98, we had, and I was in the customized derivatives for developing markets. And we were basically, at least in my area, it was Russia, Turkey, Central Europe, and that sort of stuff. And summer of '98 was a hard year for Russia. Oil prices were as low as $10, and gold prices were also low. And this was about 7 years after the Soviet Union had collapsed, and Boris Yeltsin government was corrupt anyway. And if oil prices were $50, they could actually fund all that corruptness. At $10, they were pretty much bankrupt. So they declared a moratorium on foreign currency payments, which is a fancy term. There are these dollar-denominated bonds. If you want to be paid back in rubles, we're fine, but we can't pay you in dollars, which is effectively default. We learned that they were going to do that on a Monday, sometime late-ish August '98. And we had an economist who had connections with the Russian government. He called us the Sunday night before they were going to announce this. So I found out tomorrow morning they're going to announce moratorium. That immediately meant, A, we were going to lose a lot of money from some of our positions. But, they're derivative positions. You can't simply unwind them on a Sunday night unless you find a stupid client. We had to make money from somewhere else to cover it. One easy trade was come early in the morning when Tokyo is opening. We were based in London. Germany was a lot more exposed to Russian debt than the US was. That easy trade is buy US dollars, sell Deutschmarks. This was before Euro. And our derivative desk had about $500 million limit on those transactions. We came in and we shorted $500 million worth of Deutschmarks. We made a killing out of that. It covered about 60% of our losses on Russian products, but at least we weren't that bad. Nobody said anything to us. We also had a proprietary trading desk that had nothing to do with the derivative products. And this guy wasn't even going to lose money. He had, I think, about $2 billion limit. Knowing this, he went ahead and shorted $5 billion worth of Deutschmarks. He made an absolute killing. Okay. I don't remember what the amount is. I mean, if he had not fired him, he probably would have collected over $10 million in bonuses that year. And he was fired the next day, even though we made crap loads of money. You know why? He violated his limit. Same thing here. You're the Equatorial Guinea office, and you accept a project thinking it has positive NPV, but it pays back itself back in 3 years. I gave you a 2-year cutoff, you're out. Because I neither have the energy nor inclination to see if your NPV calculations are truthful or the future cash flow projections are reliable. So in that sense, payback rule, preferably in its discounted form, is a reliable thing. I mean, if you don't want to invest into idea of risk adjustment, you can even use regular payback period or use company's overall hurdle rate as discount rate. But it is by its very structure and how it is used in the industry is biased for small, liquid, and short-term projects. If you have a project that is expected to make money to the firm over 15 years and most of the good stuff is going to come at the end, payback period is not for you. Okay? only for shorter term stuff. It reduces the cost of basically implementing those. It's kind of a self control mechanism if you think about it. Otherwise, who cares? I mean, it's a completely useless criteria in and of itself. That's why context matters. Okay, so if there was an AI, that AI probably wouldn't have told you. It said, even with that, significant stuff. Okay, maybe you need to be careful. You can analyze it more. But if you don't know the context, why that policy is used, it's not going to tell you much.